Well, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to take a moment and acknowledge just how proud I am of this community, how we hold one another with such tenderness. And I want to let you know that I've been thinking about that a lot. I remember this, it was the summer of 2018. I wasn't even a minister yet. It was a couple months before the final step, and we had a speaker on that Sunday, Amanda Owen, and she was going to speak on the power of receiving. And on Friday evening, she sent me an email, and she said, I have laryngitis, I cannot talk, I can't give the talk. And the second I opened that email, I said, well, I'm going to deliver the Sunday message. And then I went like, oh my God. So I've been thinking about that a lot this week as I prepared for this message today. Mindful holidays and this idea of giving and receiving. And you know, I had so many opportunities to witness graceful giving and receiving. And then Tom and I took a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old to the mall. That was a lot of, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And so all of it inspired me to offer today a very interactive service. And I just love how everything that has already taken place here today has led up to that. We have already been touched. We have already experienced how it feels when we tenderly receive. And I want to have a little experiment, if you are open to it, here in the sanctuary and online. I ask you to become aware of all of the things that you have already received this morning. The hugs, being able to sit in a chair that somebody's donation many years ago made possible to purchase. For our online community, the wonder of technology, that you can be anywhere in the world and feel that you are part of this community and we feel you. The music, the knowingness that there's a place on Sunday morning that awaits us, that welcomes us, just as we are. I could spend the next 20 minutes and highlight things, and I would still not reach all of the things that you are aware of in this moment. Receiving. Come back into this room. The very same Amanda Owen, in her book, The Power of Receiving, has this powerful line, and I think we have a slide for it. And she says, receiving is not about taking, it is about allowing. It is about allowing. Now, I thought about many examples in my own life that I could share with you when that shift made all the difference. Nothing much changed on the outside, but the way I was receiving that which was in front of me was totally different. And it provided this feeling of deep satisfaction, of fulfillment. And then, of course, I thought, oh, I wonder if Ernest Holmes has something to say about that. And I am so excited that we're going to read this book together, because I can tell you, I tried a couple times alone, didn't work. But in community, it's going to be amazing. Here's what I found. Science of Mind is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Neither does it promise something for nothing. And that is really what I want us to lean into. It does not promise something for nothing. It rather invites us to become clear on how we can shift our receiving, and that is what will multiply and bring forth all the good that we could ever imagine. He continues to say, it does, however, promise the one who will comply with its teaching that they shall be able to bring greater possibilities and happier conditions into their experience. Greater possibilities and happier conditions. Who's up for that? Yeah? I'm up for that. And so I thought, how do I offer an experience of this? And I asked our beloved music director, Frank Smith, to underscore, and I want to ask you here online, wherever you hear this message, to give yourself the blessing of a couple of minutes of inward focus. I will offer a couple words, see how they land for you. And then we are going to receive. And I want to be very mindful of acknowledging that this is a very vulnerable experience. You know, we often talk about that receiving is so much more vulnerable than giving. And why is that? Well, if I'm giving, I'm in charge, right? I am the one who makes the decision to offer, to give. But when I'm receiving, when I'm truly receiving, when I'm allowing the good to come to me, what do? I open my heart. I allow myself to be touched. And that is the experience I would love to offer to all of us. And so if it's comfortable for you, please close your eyes. You may also just lower your gaze and just go with it. Allow your body to soften. Notice your tender heart. Maybe allow your shoulders to drop, your breath to deepen. We recognize that we are in the season of light, and during this light, everything within us becomes more visible. The beauty, the longing, the tenderness, the shadow, all of it. And so we take a slow breath in and a gentle breath out. And we turn to this quiet place within where the one resides, Spirit, God, the universe, our highest self. This is the place where our deepest desires reside. And so we gently ask ourselves, what am I ready to receive? Not the object, not the form, but the essence. Is it peace? Is it clarity? Is it companionship? Is it courage? Is it healing? Is it joy? Ever so gently, we allow our own individual answer to rise up to the question, what am I ready to receive? It might come in the form of a word or a feeling, a knowingness or a whisper. Trust whatever comes. Take another slow breath in. And as you exhale, imagine your heart is widening. We're going to remain in this space, and in a few moments, a basket is going to come around. I invite you to stay connected to the intention of that, what you are willing to receive, and receive one of the ping pong balls. Nothing fancy, nothing dramatic, and yet they can represent something profound if you allow it. When the basket reaches you, I invite you to receive one ball. As you reach in, allow that what you have connected with to come to you. I invite the ushers to pass out the baskets at home. I trust you have been asked to have something close by that you could receive. You can hold it to your heart. Once you receive your token, just hold it, allowing a few moments for the entire sanctuary to receive. And so we are allowing this small, ordinary object to become a placeholder, a symbol, a physical reminder of what you are opening to in consciousness. And as you receive it, I ask you to notice what is happening inside. Do you feel ease, resistance? Does it feel silly? Just notice. Stay present, stay open, stay curious. I believe everyone has received their placeholder. Thank you so much, Frank. It's still coming? All right. We have time. We have all day. Yes. So important. If you have already received your placeholder, just stay with it. Become aware of what it is that it represents for you. And then we are going to watch a video, if technology works, where the beautiful Morgan Freeman talks about receiving in prayer. Let's see if it works.
Oh, excuse me. Can I get a refill, please?
Coming right up. Excuse me, are you all right?
Yeah. No. It's a long story.
Well, I like stories. I'm considered a bit of a storyteller myself.
My husband, have you heard of New York's Noah?
The guy who's building the ark.
That's him.
I love that story. Knowing the ark. You know, a lot of people miss the point of that story. They think it's about God's wrath and anger. They love it when God gets angry.
What is the story about then, the Ark?
Well, I think it's a love story about believing in each other. You know, the animals showed up in pairs. They stood by each other, side by side, just like Noah and his family. Everybody entered the ark side by side.
But my husband says God told him to do it. What do you do with that?
Sounds like an opportunity. Let me ask you something. If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient? If they prayed for courage, does God give them courage, or does he give them opportunities to be courageous? If someone prayed for the family to be closer, do you think God zaps them with warm, fuzzy feelings? Or does he give them opportunities to love each other? Well, I gotta run. A lot of people to serve. Enjoy.
Isn't that great? Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that it points toward that when we, in our spiritual mind treatments, affirm something, it's nothing out there that then makes it so, but it's what happens inside. It's how we adjust within. It's how we relate to what it is that we say we want to receive. The wonderful Reverend Catherine McDowell was very fond of saying, "Oh my, how you have changed since I have changed." We all remember that from many, many classes, yes? And what that, again, points to, it's nothing that happens out there. All of it happens within. And so here we are. We have our ping pong balls, and I would love to have one too, please. Thank you very much. And at home, you have whatever object you have received. And in a few minutes, we are going to give our gift. And we're going to probably create chaos in the sanctuary, and I'm okay with that. But we will consciously give our gift. And every time when I think about this time of year, about giving, that beautiful story by O. Henry comes to mind, right? Where Jim and Della, a couple that had very little money, but they had love. And Christmas approached, and Della looked at her savings, and she had $1.37. And she wanted to give Jim a Christmas gift that was worthy of her love, that would show him how much she loved him. $1.37. So she went and did the unthinkable. Her beautiful, long, flowing hair, she went and sold it. So she could buy Jim a gold chain for his pocket watch, his prized possession, handed down through the family. At the very same time, though, Jim was out and with a heavy heart sold that very watch to buy beautiful combs for his wife's beautiful flowing hair, to show her how much he loved her. And so when Christmas Eve came and they saw each other, they realized that although it didn't work out, the intention of the gift was absolutely received. It is such a reminder that the giver comes with the gift. That is what gift giving, I believe, is all about. To be willing to give of ourselves. And so, I am going to invite those of you here in the sanctuary to get clear again on the gift that you are holding. And if you are physically able to come up and give your gift symbolically, and you have 4 options. You can really feel into and give that gift to yourself. If that is how it feels for you, you want to go ahead and put it into one of the baskets that says self. Or you might have one person in mind that you want to offer this gift to in consciousness. You put it in that. Or perhaps you are feeling called to give it to the world or to New Vision Center. And we are going to welcome the activity of all of us coming forward and doing that. And at home, I hope you can feel the joy in this. Let's start. It is so beautiful to see how much giving and receiving is taking place right here. So many hugs, smiles, connection. And notice how it feels when you give your gift. There's some basketball practice going on up here. Stay with the feeling. Notice what you notice. As it gets tight, as it's moving. If you're already back at your seat, I invite you to hold this consciousness, supporting one another as we are giving our gifts. If you decided in consciousness to give it to someone, I invite you to make a strong note of it, to do it, to find a representation of the gift, or to give the gift. And we're going to anchor this in prayer, in our form of affirmative prayer, a spiritual mind treatment, and the invitation for this next coming week, for the rest of the year, for the season, is really every time when something comes towards you, when somebody offers you a gift, a compliment, support, love, whatever it is, I invite you to make sure to take a breath and open your heart to really receive it, so that that gift may bless you and satisfy you. And when you are ready to give, I invite you to take a breath and get very clear with this gift that I give, and let it be God in action. Let us anchor this in prayer. Please join me as we take a breath, as we become aware that there's one power, one presence, that the divine is right here, as it always has been, it always will be. For there's nothing that can prevent it from showing up as us, through us, in us. How grateful I am to know that this is the truth, that every time there's an interaction, every time there's a giving and receiving, it reminds me that we are all one in the one. Every breath, every in-breath, every out-breath, every thought, every action. How grateful I am to so consciously step into this circulation of good. Recognizing that words are not necessary. As we hold this beloved space, we send out a blessing into the world for each and every beloved to be conscious and mindful of the way they give and receive. Thank you, life. Thank you for the realization of this good. We simply place this word into universal law, into the law that always says yes. Yes, my beloved, it's already done. We let it be. And so it is.